So, good morning, everybody. My name is Dominic. You're very welcome to the MTAI Mindfulness Drop-In this Saturday morning. And a very gentle reminder that if you've chosen to take time out to be present for this session, that you have choice and control throughout. You can do whatever you need to do to mind yourself, to take good care of yourself, which could even mean dropping out of the session if you so wish. So we all differ in terms of the kind of guidance we need for a session. So some of us maybe are craving a bit of silence. Some of us want a lot of guidance to keep ourselves focused. I'll do my best to try and steer a middle path. And you can, of course, ignore the guidance if you just want to have the support of the group as you sit. So it's very helpful to begin a practice by setting an intention. So taking a moment. And once you've set an intention, also going a little bit deeper to just inquire about the motivation that brings you to sit here today. This can be a very helpful way of supporting the practice by recalling your deeper intentions, your ongoing intentions to practice. And because this is a mindfulness practice, we talk about the mind. But the mind includes the heart, and it includes the whole body. Because there's no part of the body where the mind doesn't show up in some sense. Because so many of us tend to be stuck in our heads, which is great if you're doing important mental work. But for now, we can just leave that kind of strategic mind, that head mind, and just drop the attention down into the feet, feeling the support of the floor if you're sitting on a chair. And notice that those other points of contact with surfaces, such as the seat of the chair back of the chair. And the meeting of different parts of the body, such as the hands resting, the lips embracing. If you've chosen to close the eyes, the touch points of the eyelids. All of this is by way of stabilizing the attention in the embodied mind. And then, when you're ready, and if it feels safe for you to do so, gathering in the attention to a focus on the breath. The breath flowing in and flowing out of the body. And just tracking that gentle movement. And if the breath doesn't feel like the right anchor for you, you can stay with sensations within the body, sounds both inside and outside the room. Or allowing your gaze to fall on an object within the room. All of these anchors of attention provide opportunities to aim and sustain the awareness. In ways that can be nourishing and supportive. And making our peace with the fact that the mind will wander. And faithfully bringing the mind back to the focus of attention. Each time we've had that mindful moment of noticing that we have wandered. And as we sharpen the awareness through the practice of stillness, considering disappointment. If you have reached middle age, you will certainly know disappointment. Whether it's disappointment about career, or about love, or about how your children may or may not be turning out. The loss of friends, perhaps, health challenges, missed career opportunities. And then perhaps in the era of COVID-19, missed family events, or the disappointment of not being able to move as freely as you would like. On any given day, the mind may have many reasons to be disappointed. I open the fridge door and find there's no milk for breakfast. The friend who promised to ring at the weekend doesn't. I go to the cash machine and it's out of order. So many reasons to be dissatisfied, to feel things are not okay. Or I look out the window in the middle of July and see that it's grey again. My mind telling me it should be sunny, it's summertime. And as we may know, of course, our minds are predisposed to noticing anything that might not be completely the way we think it should be. So in our practice right now, just noticing that tendency to experience disappointment or dissatisfaction. And how well does that really serve us? Of course, it's important to acknowledge that some of us have had some very serious disappointments in our lives. perhaps even some tragedy. And these disappointments, traumas, and tragedies need to be acknowledged. And we may need to seek particular healing for that, including maybe talking to someone who's a trained, compassionate listener who can help us on the journey of life and who can validate our feelings of suffering and disappointment. But at the everyday level, there's also the possibility of acknowledging how disappointment can rob us of being fully present to the potential richness of the present moment. Whether it is just registering the comfort of the chair that supports your sitting, or the fact that breathing is possible, that each breath nourishes us and sustains us. Or that light, even on an overcast day, coming in the window provides color and texture. There's a wonderful song sung by Peggy Lee called Is That All There Is? And she goes through a whole life cataloging disappointment, and there's huge humor in that song. I think it shows the folly of setting our minds up for being disappointed. So, is it possible to sit with the honesty of disappointment and in the ruins of that find appreciation? And even gratitude. Gratitude for coming through it all. Gratitude for this breath, this chair, this moment where we support each other by sitting together. And it may be that our disappointments have been hidden opportunities to grow resilience. Each time the heart breaks, just a little perhaps, each time the heart opens a little bit more. And preparing now to resume our normal activities of the day, slipping from being mode and perhaps to a more active doing mode, and seeing if we can hold on to some of the mindful presence that we've been cultivating in the last 20 minutes or so.